starting to realise that, like, the only time I make videos for you is when I'm really sad. Alright, so you know when you watch a video and you're like, holy hell, wow, could they have been talking more about me? So I'm a big fan of Louise Pentland's Sprinkle of Glitter. The lovely, you know who she is probably, hopefully. If you don't, go find out, because she's amazing. One of the reasons I love her so much is because she's probably one of the most honest, real YouTubers that I've ever come across. Anyway, she's also an author, Wild Like Me and Wild About the Girl. I've got the signed copy downstairs waiting to read when I get time. You all know I'm a writer too, and you know, stuff she goes through, I go through as well, and she's very successful and amazing and an inspiration to a lot of people. And it's weird because it's not like I'm a mum of two, you know? I don't have my own house and multiple books on the market, and yet somehow I relate to her. You know, her Wonder Mop, the laundry segment, they're all things I do. But anyway, I'm getting like way out. This is just becoming like a Louise cheerleading video, clearly. I was actually sat in this very position watching her weekly vlog, so titled Self-Doubt, a few minutes ago. You know, a thing happened and she got quite upset, and I'm not gonna go on to what was happening. You can just go and watch the video, I'll leave the link below. But can I just say that, like, relate, like, madly? Everyone has self-doubt, like, everyone, you know, everyone you will talk to, every person you think is amazing and confident and wonderful and an inspiration will have doubts about themselves. That's just the way of life. That's just what happens when you live in a society like this. But when it comes to things that you should be happy about that you're not happy about, that's when things start to get a little bit murky and really hard to talk about. So when I was in school, I was pretty decent up until maybe year 9, and then my GCSEs. I was quite badly bullied through primary school and secondary school, and as it turns out, that made life quite difficult for me, and I've only actually started to realise the effects that bullying has had on me within the last 10 months. That was actually through counselling, and I would suggest anyone who has that kind of trauma in their background, if you're feeling the effects today, you should really talk to someone about it, but that's a whole different video. When I got to my GCSEs, because I'd been such a sort of out there, not quite prodigal, but pretty decent child through primary school, it was really difficult for the people around me to realise that I was just pretty mediocre. But I think it was harder for me to realise that I could actually be quite good if I really tried hard enough. And it wasn't that I didn't want to try, there was a lot of factors, again, whole different video, that went into me not being the best that I could be. But the thing is, I got into uni. I mean, a uni I was very happy at, not, you know, top tier Russell group. I'm not saying I'm you know, Oxbridge candidate, but I was happy with it eventually. And that weird attitude struggle carried on, and I knew all the way through uni, really, that I could probably be doing better. Which is why, now having graduated with first class honours, I feel like a huge fraud. Now, graduating anyway is a huge feat, no matter how you're graduating, with what grade you're graduating with. It's huge. Like, uni is not easy. Weirdly enough, doesn't really matter where you go. Any degree, any uni, it's going to be quite difficult. When I got my grade, my final grade, and I realised I'd be graduating first class, I was like in shock, like in massive shock. Again, I was actually lying in this bed with my girlfriend next to me, and I was in so much shock that I teared up, because I was just like, this is not happening. Like, this can't be happening. Half of it was probably gleeful shock, you know, I'm shocked but I'm happy, but I knew another part of that was fraud. I just felt like a massive fraud. When you spend your whole degree not quite reaching your potential, and then graduate with that kind of grade, it's hard to live your life then afterwards. I live inside my head. Like, I literally live inside my head. That's one thing about having anxiety, and social anxiety in particular, is every action, no matter whether I'm in my room alone or out with friends or in work, every single action I make has a huge amount of thought behind it. So when you get thoughts like doubt in your head, planting its seeds, it just gets huge, and it has gotten huge over the last 2-3 months. Yeah, I have people telling me left, right, and centre how amazing I've done. I've had people telling me how amazing I'm doing for the last 3 years. My best friend constantly at my back telling me how incredible I'm doing. I've got letters, multiple letters off my girlfriend telling me how amazing I'm doing, but still, that niggling thought saying I'm not good enough. A couple of months ago, I found out I had a place on my dream master's programme in my dream city. I've always wanted to live in Manchester, and before I realised how difficult and how near impossible it was going to be, I actually wanted to go to uni of Manchester. And now I'm going. Like, in 2 weeks I move to Manchester, and in 4 or 5 weeks I'll be starting my dream master's programme. But good God, do I feel like I don't deserve it. I feel like I'm probably going to get there and be lost and not know what to do, because I feel like I've not worked to like this height for so long that now that the standard is not down here, it's up here. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like, I'm just not gonna be able to do it. And I've really struggled with that over the summer. I think I'm almost punishing myself for not being the best that I can, and the fact that people are telling me that I am the best that I can be is really difficult to handle, because I know I can do better, and I feel like I'm lying to everyone. It makes you wonder, on a personal level, what is enough for you? You know, like, is me trying as hard as I have been, which isn't as hard as I could be, enough? Like, can I get by like that? And probably, yeah, because I have, like, not to sort of toot my own horn, but I have and probably could get by on the sort of skill and talent that I have now. But is that going to be enough for me in the future? I think it all comes down to you, and I think listening to Louise, thinking that, you know, she's not quite there. I think that's what probably in her head she is thinking. She's done very well, but not the best. And it's really hard. Coming from, weirdly, sort of maybe the opposite of where Louise was coming from, it's weird that we've ended up in the same place. But luckily for me, I can look at myself and see ways to better myself, which is why I'm sort of making this video, because I think it really does come down to you and what you think your best is, and whether you're achieving that best. And it's accepting where your standard is and trying to reach that is what's going to make you happy in the end. So Louise, speaking directly to you, lovely human being, it's hard hoping you would do better than you have done, but like you were saying to Esther just before you found out that you charted at number 2, like, that's huge, by the way. Let's just put that out there. All that matters is that you wrote a book. You did that all by yourself while being pregnant, while having a child, while navigating a step family, while getting a new house. All of these things you did while creating something that has made so many people happy. And maybe it wasn't number 1, but your next one will, because all you can do now is one-up yourself. That's the thing. When you're in competition with yourself and nobody else, then the only thing that can happen is being better, because all you want to do is be better than the past version of yourself. I still haven't worked out how to be excited or happy at the way I graduated. Graduation day was so weird for me, and I don't have an answer, because it was such a magical day. Everyone's celebrating each other, but I can't find a way to celebrate myself yet, which is annoying and frustrating, but it's just something that I've got to work on, I guess. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I try to be as honest as I can be, and the truth is, sometimes doing well doesn't always feel like doing well, and that's okay. Because as long as you're aware of that, then you can make the changes that you need to make it better, slowly but surely. Cool. See you all soon. Hopefully not as dramatically as this time or the past 10 times. Bye.